guys. And I think we're here alone.
That's like whatever. I that's par for the course. I was touching my head when you started, so maybe they didn't see it. Uh, mm. Let's fix my hair on camera.
That's right. My baby
Oh, you're frozen.
girl's here. That's all.
I
Oh,
just saw the announcement that we are live now. I already saw
oh,
somebody
cool.
else's announcement that I've subscribed to. So
Oh,
there's going to be two people live at the same time as us, probably. Whatever.
oh,
Who's
that's right. The big
who's
one
here?
is live.
Oh, it just says StreamYard. Do you see any numbers of people? Sweet
Two.
Tea's on. Lori's story. I shouldn't say who else is on. So maybe someone will be like, "Oh, they're on. I'll go." Oh no. Whatever. We can talk ourselves.
That's right. We do that all day
I
long. So,
don't tell our secrets. Don't tell our secrets.
no.
Shh. It's like
What's the matter? Oh, shoot. Oh, that weren't your bowls.
my bowls.
Your bowls.
Oh no. Oh no no
These,
no
right?
no.
Then you want these?
Yes, I think I have something similar to that, which I really love for little things like little portions of food.
I want to put on so I can.
Did you got those at that more reasonable place, I believe?
Yes, I did.
That's always the that
And
place
my
is still.
secret place.
Yeah, we can't say out on the air where that place is. It's not Goodwill. Sorry, Goodwill people. Not Goodwill.
That's right.
Goodwill in my area is so prohibitive. It's so expensive. Even if I want stuff for myself, I can't even afford it
I
anymore.
know.
It's like I sometimes buy a shirt for me, but it's like, dang, Goodwill, you got somebody looking up eBay sell prices, not sold prices. I'm telling them out loud.
That's right. You
Better
know,
get your act together and
mine
make stuff more
just said
reasonable.
that we went live.
What?
I said mine just said we went live.
Oh, I said it right when we've been live. It said for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3045.
Maybe you
So,
just got your alerts later. You're in Louisiana. What's up with my hair?
you
What is up
know,
with it? I should
it
just
looks
leave.
like a cockatoo.
I'm like, what is up with my
Suzy the
hair?
cockatoo. Oh my
It's like
god.
I should just go, okay, everybody. And people say, why does it stay like that? And I have no idea why it stays like that. I think it's like
Do you have hairspray in it?
I put leave-in conditioner in it, but I didn't put. I don't. Wait, did I put hairspray? I might have. I think I blew it out with the blow dryer and put hairspray in it, but I don't put so much. I mean,
You look like a cockatoo.
I do. I do. It's okay. I might as well. Who's that guy that it's like that? Is it like a flock of seagulls? Who's that guy that like was in the bathtub and Martin Short and he had his hair like up and forward? I look like now it looks like a Hershey Kiss symbol. Everything's the opposite way. I don't
Right,
know.
I know. Just don't look at the screen and think about it in your head.
No, this way. Well, I usually just make like a pomp. I cut bangs like an idiot, and they don't stay down. So that's why I could do it. I have and I also have I have like alopecia, and when it grows back, it's like some of my hairs are really short and some are long. So I think that's why I could do weird stuff like that.
Uh huh.
But like if I had your haircut, I would look like a punk rocker.
Well, it if it's
Uh oh, you
short enough,
froze.
it was like my favorite hairdresser when it comes to cutting my hair. But um, it's been a while. So
Is Thomas watching us?
Thomas is watching Bella for me,
Oh, okay.
and hopefully maybe he's gonna fix me a cup of coffee.
My
Maybe.
dog's decided now would be a good time to fight.
Oh, he's washing my fines for me.
Okay, good.
He's a good.
Hi, see your hand. Hi, Thomas.
Hey,
How are you?
good.
So he's
Okay.
going to be the dog sitter slash washer slash coffee maker.
Oh,
Please.
that's nice. Coffee. See, that was your indirect way of saying, I want coffee. Get it for me now.
I know, huh?
Please.
But
Like,
Precious says she's not leaving.
I'm getting like a band headache around here.
That's because you've been pulling your hair up straight up your head.
No, I think it's because I use that nose spray, that evil nose spray Flonase that you, you said. Ugh.
That smells so bad.
Mine doesn't smell bad to me, but everything else smells bad in the world to me. I have a real problem with smells. Oh my god, my hair! I'm gonna need a hair transplant. I think. You're gonna have to make me sit on my hands like at school. Do you remember did you ever go to a typing class? Our teacher made us sit like this, and I said, "I'm dropping this class right away because I am too old to be sitting with my hands on my head, and I have better things to do than type anyway." And
Well, we had one hell of a typing teacher when we were in school.
my brain didn't work for typing, and I don't know how I got out of it, like what I had to take to not be in typing. It probably was like home ec, and I'm surprised I passed that as well. I
She
remember
was a good teacher, but boy, she was strict.
I was in orchestra for a while, and when I left orchestra, they made me take art, and they go, "This is what I wanted all along." You don't realize because I have like a learning problem, and I couldn't learn how to read music, but I could fake it. Like if I wrote the notes and I played the trombone, and if I wrote the position and I knew what octave it was, I could just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And my teacher would say, "Follow me," and he would make a note, and I could make the note, and I could hold the note, and he said, you have a really good lip." And I'm like, "All right, whatever that means." And but I didn't want to. I mean, then he left, and the other teacher that came in was so strict, and he goes, "I will not have any of this. You're cheating." And I'm like, "Cheating? I'm playing. What's the difference? How I get there?" It's like if you get to the answer, do they care like what the road
How you got there? Yeah, well, kind of now they do. So I don't know.
Well,
it's crazy.
Then let me draw pictures of leaves instead, because that's what I ended up doing. It's like every project was like, draw a leaf, draw a leaf, draw a leaf.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if my sisters. I'll say hi.
Wait, someone's here?
No, I said we have 5, but nobody's chatting.
Oh, five shy people. Here's Myra.
Hey,
Hi,
Myra. How are you, Myra?
Oh, Pearlini. Hi, Pearlini.
Hi.
I wonder if they saw me playing with my hair. They could say.
Did y'all see the cockatoo earlier? Because that's what she looked like.
They could back up and get the visual on.
Yeah. It's something to go back and watch. Definitely.
You hear that noise? It's my dog. Stop it.
It sounds like somebody farting.
Yeah, well, he was like sticking his hand. My dog has hands. I have the only dog with hands.
Okay. Mine too.
So he was sticking his front paw, which I call the hand paws, under the couch, and he was going like he was trying to get something from under it. And he's definitely taking the finish off. I said, "Stop it! Stop it, honey!"
And of course, he's chewing on his pig, which is making the noise.
Well, no, he's not yet, but soon. That'll happen soon.
So, and my baby is here today.
Hey, Kent, how's it going?
How you doing?
And Pearlini's here too. Hi, Pearlini. I've never seen Pearlini. I think I saw Kent on Sandy's show.
Hey, Pearlini.
Kent, do you have goats? If he says yes, then I'm like, I've seen him. Because somebody had like some really
on
tiny
Victoria's
goats.
show in the morning.
Yeah, I see him in the chats all the time, but I think I saw him in like not in person, but on camera. On a Just Sandy video.
Oh, okay.
If it's the same Kent, I could be wrong. It could be a different Kent.
Right.
And,
okay.
And I saw Myra once on the Florida video for a split second. She was kind of hiding. Didn't come close to the camera, but from the distance, I saw she was there. And now I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have to do the chat and then like block your face, so I can't see what's going on.
Block my face. Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
in California. Okay.
I forgot to put the things on this morning.
Guess what it's doing in New Jersey again? It is pouring rain. It's like, why Why? I mean, I don't want to complain about it too much. Yes, he brought the baby goats. That was so cute. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That was so. They're so cute.
They are cute.
I go to the 4-H fair every year that I can. They didn't have it like for 1 year at least because of COVID, but I like to do that every August, and I like to photograph the fair, and sometimes they publish my photographs, which is really nice. And they have goats. The goats are so much fun to watch when they're like loose in the pen. Like they have a big pen and they'll just jump everywhere. They're so crazy. It's fun. So much fun. She misses a lot because it's early, she said. Yeah, well, believe it or not, it would be early for me too, except for the fact that I have the puppy, and the puppy he starts whimpering at as soon as the sun would rise, or 6 o'clock ish, 6:30.
Mhm.
He's like,
Right.
he wants to go out.
I know,
Roxy's trying.
like Larry and his show is really early for me because it starts at 5:30 for me. So
It starts around the time that Roxy would probably wake me up. No,
mhm.
Trixie, Roxy. I'm getting really confused now. Trixie's passed away. Roxy's the older dog, and she would sleep in. But it's Norton is huge now, and he's still in the same crate that he was in, and he just wants to get out. And then I feel like if I let him out, I'm obliging him, and it just makes it worse. But he
Mhm.
goes in willingly. He just wants to get out early.
Right.
And then my other dog says, "I'm out of here," and she splits. And sometimes he wants to chase her. It becomes a little crazy. So what is everybody doing today besides just waking up? She was in the middle of the couch, but she wasn't saying much. That's true. I was reading that Maria said that. Yeah, she didn't say too much. I didn't see a lot of the live show when they were in Florida. I'm gonna get a coffee.
So
It's right here.
so what are you doing the rest of the day, Suzy?
Oh well, it's pouring rain now, so I don't really want to do anything. But I was, is my hair up in the air? I can't see because I have the chat up. A diamond painting.
Oh, Carly, I
I
thought
have,
it was you that said you do diamond paintings. I ordered one with my logo and I started it, but I haven't finished it. I'm gonna have to grab it. Let me grab it.
okay. I'll tell him what I was gonna do. I was gonna go to my accountant because he said he was done, and another accountant checked his work. Ew. I've been trying to eat healthy, and I'm taking collagen in my coffee, and it makes it feeling, but it's like a gelatin, and it didn't dissolve, or maybe it dissolved, and now it looks like just Jello in my coffee. And I'm really rude by eating it, but I'm not going to waste it. So, yeah, I was gonna go to. I'm always getting flashbacks. Oh, that is so cute.
It is huge.
I was just gonna go to the accountant. He's like in 2 towns over, and my original CPA was in the county that's like adjacent to New York. Up. I look fabulous. That's so sweet. That's wonderful. That's nice.
But look how it sparkles.
Oh, is that what you've already done?
Yeah, that's the I've done up to about here, but not all.
Okay, it is
Actually,
pretty.
here is totally finished. So
Nice.
it's made. I'm gonna hang it in my shop.
Oh, I see. There's 2.
But I don't think I'm ever gonna finish it, Perlini. I work on it a little bit, and then my back hurts, and then I quit.
Where did you get it?
I ordered it on Amazon,
Oh.
and you were able to put your own picture, your own artwork, and it wasn't that expensive. I want to say it was maybe 35 for the whole thing, and it's like 20, 25 maybe, or 24.
Did it come with the material to do the?
It comes with everything, yeah.
Okay.
But it's very, very sticky. Like it's super sticky. So the paper that they put on it is very hard to pull back, and so like sometimes they'll oh, look at your baby behind you. They tell you to you can use wax paper or whatever or parchment. I tried that and it just stuck to it and I had to scrape it off. So I'm just gonna keep pulling that back a little bit at a time. I'm not a great uh I'm not a great diamond painting person. I just started, so I'm a newbie.
I don't think I could. I don't think I. Well, first of all, I have a very short attention span, and second of all, I can't see that well. My eyes are really bad,
Bella wants
and
to say good
even
morning.
I could fight Bella. How are you, Bella? Bella, Bella, Bella. Yeah, I can't really see that well, so I'm gonna have to get a very big, like a big size magnifying glass and a lot of light if I want to do
Thank
crafts
you.
again. And that's
Coffee.
it's just sad for me because my
Thank you,
vision
Donna.
is. They told me I have the eyesight of like someone nearing 90. I'm like, that's nice. Well, they told me my intestines were that of somebody who was 20. I guess it all balances out. So, oh, she just pulls out a little at a time and then does.
So do you go all the way across, Perlini? Like I usually go down maybe a couple inches and then I try to work all the way across. And then until I finish that, I guess. The first one I did, I tried to do the same number over the whole thing. That didn't work. That was a mess. But I did finish it.
My mug is a little dirty.
My husband says I don't need to start anything new.
Really?
I got crap everywhere.
Well, I have crap
Reselling has taken
everywhere, but
over
that's not.
my
It's
business.
not because of my crafts. It's because
Well, it's not. I don't do crafts anymore, but eBay, not eBay, reselling stuff is everywhere.
well, that's
So
yeah. I mean, being that I haven't done any kind of selling since I got Norton, I still have a lot of stuff laying around, which is kind of stupid. Not in the area that I keep Norton. In this area, it's still cluttered, but it's like the floor is like less loaded up. I have every time I get a box, I kind of keep it. And
okay,
it,
Perlini.
what'd she say? Oh, she pulls back a little.
She says she uses does the outer sections first.
Ah, she says she misses me. Like, well, I'm here now once a week. So, and it was either here or on my station. And we're going to do more pop up kind of things. And we'll have topics of maybe reselling or maybe trying to return things,
Yeah,
which
well,
I was
yeah.
going to talk about.
So Suzy has a little scenario she wants to share.
Well, I get emails from buybluebox.com. And the reason I got into buybluebox.com was they
You keep
sell a
reading.
mix. They sell like kind of a mixed jewelry box. And they said, like, it's probably bits of broken pieces. It's really for crafters. But I know people have found some good stuff in it. So I bought one and it was pretty good. Then I bought another one and it was really not good. But it was just like a box of broken bits of chain. And I'm like, I think that and occasionally I'll get a key, I'll get a safety pin, and they'll throw in like, I don't like when the jewelry includes Mardi Gras beads or baby beads or, things that are just really crap. Come on,
Right.
guys, nobody wants that.
Filler.
Give us broken, better jewelry.
Right. They just putting filler in there.
Yeah, but anyway, I had bought a giant. They had an advertisement that they got a donation from paws.com. It was brand new in the box, and it was dog beds. And I have 2 big dogs, so I bought the giant sized dog bed. And when it arrived, the inside of it didn't match up with the outside of it. It's like I could show it to you, but it'll be like a pain in the neck to get it. But like there's like this much space at one end and like this much space on the side. So it's like they put a medium-sized mattress in the giant dog bed, and it was hard as a rock. It was supposed to be shredded memory foam, but it was so congealed and stuck that it just none of the dogs even wanted to like go near it. And that since the outside was so big, it was very crinkly and it moved. And it's like, so I wanted to return it. And I paid with Apple Pay. I signed up for Apple Pay because it's fast, because you could just go click, click, and you get it. And you don't have to fill any forms out.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was I am not in Buy Blue Box's regular system that I can see for buying something on there, because it just went right to Buy Blue Box and then right to my credit card. So I got it right away. The shipping was fast.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with that. I mean, the quality of the outer part was fine. The inner part was defective. It was like somebody just gave me. I mean, I know that Paws.com donated all of these because they probably got a lot of returns. So I tried to initiate a complaint with them and a return with them, but they kept saying, give me your order number. And I had a shipping order number, but not an actual order number. So I kept giving them that, and they kept saying, I can't find it. And then eventually I noticed a phone number on the box, and it was the warehouse manager in New Jersey who sent it to me. But and I shouldn't give it away, but he gave me a phone number. It was a cell phone number for somebody that worked at buybluebox.com. And his name was Joshua. And if Joshua is listening, you're very sweet. And I'm very glad I spoke with you, because he was nice. And he said, yeah, we approved your refund, and everything is going to go smoothly. So I'm going to give him like some applause for being nice. And the other guy I spoke with was really nice too. I mean, the people I've spoke with were nice. It was just very frustrating. They kept sending me the same message back. It sounded like a automated message. Like, we need your order number, and it's 5 digits. And I'm like, I don't have it. Mm-hmm. I just have this. Can't I? And it's like, can't I speak with a human being? There was like no way to find a human being. So if that guy that was in New Jersey didn't give me the phone number, I still would be up in the air with this. So now my credit card company said they wanted me to send them the order number, send them the original receipt, send them this, send them that. I'm like, I don't have any of that, because all I have is I can screenshot that I bought it and they got charged, and I can send them a picture of the item. I don't know. It's kind of useless now. My friend was like, just throw it away. And I'm like, well, I'm not throwing it away until we're really done with this.
So they don't want it back, do they? They said you could.
They don't want it back. I think it's like I just got a notice that somebody's by my front door. I have video cameras now installed. So.
Your postman?
Yeah, probably. Hopefully. If somebody breaks in, it'll be on camera, and you can.
And on YouTube.
Yeah. My dogs don't seem that concerned. If somebody's like touching the door, they like. Right. I'm not saying they go and bite the person, but they definitely are like alerting me. And although Roxy now just stood up, and she ran to the front door, so maybe it was a delayed reaction. What's going on outside? If somebody comes through, I'm gonna have a heart attack. On live TV, on live YouTube.
We'll call 911 for you.
Thank you. Do you have my address? You do, probably. Like, it's probably in pirate ship. I'm like scared now. Now, like, Roxy's like, someone's there. I hear them. But
you keep freezing.
Oh, she hashtag Blue Box. It's buybluebox.com or whatever it is. Now, I'm very tempted to get another one of those jewelry boxes, but I think it's like $35 plus 5 shipping, and for $40 to get a box of junk, it's like a big, it's kind of a treasure hunt, which is always fun, but it's, when you don't get anything that's salvageable or useful, it's like very disappointing. And then you think, why did I do that? I did it because I've known people that got some good stuff, and you get FOMO. You get that, like, I want it too. And I just happen to like going through boxes of junky jewelry or beautiful jewelry or any kind of jewelry and seeing if I can find something good. But then I throw my stuff that I get in a bag, and you saw my big I had really good stuff in a bag, and it's all tangled up.
I'm not very lucky when buying jewelry jars or from somewhere or someone. So
well, some of the people that sold me jewelry jars, it's like, I guess the first ones, or the first one or two or three, are really good, and then they get the reputation for having a really good one, and then by the time I get to around to it, they've ran out of their good stuff. And so I get the crap leftovers.
Right.
And the prices are, because the person that got them got a good one, wants to buy it again, and I'm like, I don't want to do. Mm-mm.
That's
It's like,
true, Blaney.
what did she say?
Like,
Curiosity kills. It
curiosity kills
does.
the cat. Yeah.
It does.
Especially
And
when they say, "Oh, it's really good." Like I bought a jewelry jar from our local Goodwill, and I said, "Do they?" And I was kind of asking the little girl, "I'm like, do they have good ones? Do they have good ones?" And she goes, "Well, we have one man who buys them every week. He buys them all out." Well, I don't know what he buys because what I got in mine.
he got one gold chain, and it's like when you
Mhm.
play the slot machines, and then you get like three
I
sevens
mean, they had some good.
once. It
They
makes
had a
you want
couple
to.
good pieces in it, but I guess I expected
You
more.
got one really nice necklace in there, and you
Yeah.
got one, and you got, I
And
don't
then
know.
I
There
bought.
were there were like two or three
Yeah, and then I had bought
nice
another one, and
things.
it was okay, but not. I don't know. I guess I expected more. Maybe I should just not buy those because I expect too much. Yeah, I don't know.
It's better when you can see stuff individually. They don't even have them in my Goodwill in my region. They send it all the jewelry donations go to the boutique in Manhattan,
Uh,
and you would have the privilege of buying the crap there, I guess.
mhm.
But I bet all of it ends up at the bins. But the bins from that area, well, there's one now in New Jersey, in Bergen County, and there's one in like Queens, New York. And
Uh,
to go to Queens, New York would cost me probably $30 in tolls, and probably now like at least a tank of gas. And that's like $50 now. It's not worth it at all, because for $80 I could buy like a lot of jewelry.
right. She said her daughter bought a jewelry jar from Goodwill. She says we have a lot of a few nice things, some gold, a little silver. Now her daughter has a box full of jewelry for a yard sale. Yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean,
exactly.
that's not like when you buy. Okay, I was curating with Dawn for her last auction, and we were making very nice sets of jewelry. So her bags were nice. They had nice things in it, and they were all wearable. Like, she did not put together a junk jewelry
It's
jar
like I
or a
don't
junk jewelry bag.
want a. I feel like I want it to be like I'd want it to be.
Right. And
You know,
so,
I don't want to put stuff, like I sold a jewelry jar to Leslie last time on here, and I kept adding stuff to it because I want it to be decent, like what I would want to get. I don't want to put a lot of filler in it that's worth nothing.
well, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I don't want to put in the Mardi Gras beads, but I there's a certain amount of stuff you feel like is going to be in every jewelry jar you get off of
Hmm.
YouTube, and there's going to be probably like a few decent things. There's going to probably be like a couple of necklaces that might be in good shape, but they're not your taste. I mean, it's going to happen.
Right.
And then maybe some of the stuff will be inexpensive, and then it's sad to say, but the stuff you don't like becomes filler for the next box, even
Hmm.
if it is in good shape. That's what
Right.
happens.
I would never put Mardi Gras beads in a jar because, here, we have Mardi Gras and most of the stuff is trash. So it's
Well, you
stuff,
should just save them.
when you get home from a parade, you just throw them away. The kids play with them for a little
Oh, I
while.
was gonna
Throw 'em
say,
away.
you should save Mardi Gras beads and dunk, and then resell them to the people who go to Mardi Gras next
Yeah.
year. And
Well, we
then,
don't go enough to have that much. But people who go a lot, they do that and they resell them. Like on Facebook Marketplace, you can um, find that.
yeah, well, I was looking now for like stuff for wedding decor, and
Hmm.
it's always like what I get around to what's not for sale. I mean, what is still for sale is always like the Mr. and Mrs. sign,
Hmm.
and like these tacky centerpieces that I don't need, and everything that I would really want is already sold. And but you see, I ended up buying. Hi,
Hey,
you
good
what
morning,
you?
Adronis. I forgot your first name. What is your
I
first
forgot it
name?
too. I watched his video the other
He
day.
has beautiful, beautiful
Hi.
videos.
It was nice.
Yes, you have gorgeous videos. I
Anyway,
love that one that they did in Maine. Oh God, it was
I
so good.
oh I'm gonna definitely. I didn't see the one in Maine yet, but I'll look at it because I love Maine. That used to be one of my favorite places to go
Hey,
every
Bonnie
summer.
Booth.
Hi, Bonnie. I used to like to go to Cape Cod and Maine every year. I used to go up when I did jewelry for um when I did jewelry like in set stones and
Right,
soldered, and I did like real jewelry. I call it.
right.
I
His
used
name
to
is
have
Barry.
hi Barry. I had
Hi,
accounts
Barry.
all over. I had accounts in New England and on Cape Cod and Newport, Rhode Island, and we would just sometimes keep going. And I love the New England coastline. I love it. Like it's some of my favorite coastlines are up there. I love the rocky coast of Maine. So
Mhm.
beautiful.
Barry, or anybody, feel free to put your links in. If anybody hasn't subbed to anybody, you take care of that. He said
Oh,
he
you
just,
did the Cape Cod Canal.
yeah. Hey, Dana,
Hey,
how are you?
Dana. How's it going? I the, what I remember. Ah!
Did you fall or your camera?
Oh my gosh, my dog just my
Thought you
dog. I
fell.
had I had everything on a folding table, and the dog like just knocked everything down off the folding table, and I caught this. It's gonna take a while to get it back into order. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
take your time. We'll just chat while you
Oh my god.
putting your stuff back
Oh my.
together.
Oh Lord. This was bad. All
Hey,
right.
Haley. Haley is my daughter.
I don't know
You
what
must
to
be
do.
off today.
Maybe you won't see me for a little while. Oh, it fell on my foot, and y'all
You're
can.
welcome, Dana. Everybody, please drop your links. I think everybody here is probably already subbed to everybody, but you never know. YouTube likes to unsub people.
Yeah, I would like to be. If people would sub to me, I'd appreciate it. Even with the crazy. Oh my gosh.
Can you drop your link, Suzy, after?
It's just Suzy Woozy. If they click on my name,
Oh, yeah,
it,
that's right. Just click on Suzy's name and you can sub to her.
I mean, that should work. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It's like I feel like I need two people to help me.
Oh, that's sweet, Bonnie. Haley, I sent you a recipe for queso dip. Did you see it? Since you work in that great deli over there, you can buy that cheese and you can make that dip. I'm on TikTok way too much. And this lady was making homemade queso dip, and she used like sliced American white cheese and some pepper jack and a can of evaporated milk. And they put it in a crock pot. Oh my God, it looks so good. And then she added jalapenos to it. So have to try that.
Oh my! I don't even know how this table works. I see how it works.
That's awesome, Barry. Y'all have some beautiful videos. Haley, if you haven't subscribed to Barry, the any dronal, I can't say that, but
Droneologist.
dronalist, go ahead and sub to his channel. They're beautiful.
Well, you know, this might have been like scary for the dogs, but they are sitting down now. Going back.
No, Haley, not I may have to. Yes, you will.
Ah, well, I got the table up.
Okay.
Really.
As long as you're okay. I thought you fell at first.
I'm fine. It's just they were wrestling those little beasts there. It's a fun show when you can't see the co-host.
That's right. Well, we see your pretty clock up there.
Oh, I think it's a mirror.
Oh, it's a mirror. I'm sorry. I keep calling it a clock.
It's okay. But let's try again. I'm gonna try this again. Woohoo!
No, I didn't know that. Bonnie says, did you know if you put a small tub of Cool Whip in your queso, that it stays smooth and creamy, doesn't change taste or clump up?
Really?
Nice.
Cool Whip is
I
sweet
love to
though.
get the one from we have oh shoot, what is the restaurant here? I just went brain dead, y'all. It's the Mexican restaurant. Haley, help me.
What do you mean? It's a chain? Like Chi-Chi's or
No, 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 no. I think it's just local here. Haley, help me.
it's not like Taco Bell's, right?
No, it's not a Taco Bell. Well, we have two Mexican restaurants here.
What
Oh
do we
my
call it?
God, I just went brain dead. It starts with an L.
Cool Whip. I love queso, but I'm trying to not eat
Not El
like
Paso. It's the other one.
on the border.
No.
No,
Oh my God.
we have
It's the
one.
one called Walmart, Haley.
Get out of here, little beast. Now I have to say, oh, I missed 30 comments. All right. Okay. Suzy Woozy. Dana put my link. Thank you, Dana. That's so sweet.
Lacarettas. That's it. Lacarettas. They have a great Taco Bell. No, not Taco Bell. That's like grade Z meat. Hey, Jessica. Welcome. I guess Bella wants to be part of the show. Come up here, Belle.
Hi, Jessica. How's it going? Well, I just had I don't know if I'm back in
She can't
camera.
reach. Yeah, you
Am I
are.
crooked? Is my hair up in the
No,
air?
you look fine. You don't have a cockatoo hair.
I I have a dog here. You knocked everything down.
We used to laugh, Perlini, and say it was like grade Z meat.
Do you know, I used to think our local Taco Bell was really good. Now, good. I mean, I'm not saying it was great, but it was good. Last time we got it, it was so
Thank
bad.
you.
It was so bad that I was like, ugh. I mean, I never had tasted it so bad. I don't know. I think it really was like it didn't taste like right. Their meat tasted. I mean, it tasted like weird. I don't know. And Tony
Right,
even.
Perlini? She is funny.
Thank you. I
I
don't
think
even know.
she could probably be a stand-up comedian.
I used to. I used to. I used to try to entertain people back in the day. We're talking. When was that? In the 80s. It was a long time ago. When I wrote a comedy act once, but it was a long time ago. Very long time ago. You don't like takeout food? You know, I would rather make my own food, but
Come here.
Tony says to me occasionally, like he's in the mood for cheese, and that means he wants Mexican food or
Uh-huh.
he wants something fun. I say, let's go out to someplace fun. And there's this Mexican restaurant that's very brightly colored. And so we think of it as like kind of fun restaurant. And we didn't eat out for nearly 2 years. So one of the first places we went to when we decided that we would risk getting COVID was the Mexican place that has the bright decor. And you know, it never used to be crowded, so we thought that'll be good. Like we'll just go there, it's never crowded. It was really crowded. And you know, like was it last Mother's Day we tried to go to a restaurant and we picked the worst restaurant in the area
Really?
thinking nobody will go there, it'll be empty. And boy were we wrong.
Gosh.
They had one waitress and it took us 2 hours to get French toast. It was horrible. So I don't know. Sometimes fast food's not bad. Do you have what's the one that's like a chili pepper? I forgot the name. It's like a Chipotle.
I'll be
Chipotle?
right back, guys.
All right. Well, we went to a Chipotle and I actually liked the food there. It wasn't bad. I mean, it tasted like pretty fresh. And you can make it the way you want. I believe that. I believe that she says she likes Mexican food, but not all the people can make it authentic. I used to go to, I mean, when I lived in New York City, there were like a lot of little restaurants, and some of them had real authentic Mexican cooks. Actually, almost all the restaurants had Mexican cooks. They didn't always cook Mexican food, but there was a good deal. I worked for an Italian upper scale like restaurant owner who had like 4 or 5 different really nice restaurants, and yeah, like I mean they were all like they were Latinos in the kitchen a lot. I got a little nervous. I'm like, I don't want to do this alone, Dawn. Don't leave
I hit
me.
the wrong button. Sorry, guys.
It's like I don't want it. I mean, I can talk if I had like audience participation. I could keep going. Chipotle's not good. Oh, oh, okay. Well, I was dating a guy from Guatemala, and he was the. I guess they had like he did the pasta dishes and the seafood dishes, so he was a really good cook. I mean, that's not Honduras, of course, but and
Mm-hmm.
I live in an area that has a few Mexican restaurants, but there's a lot of Central American and Costa Rican places, and there's some Peruvian places. I mean, there's so many different kinds of different cuisines over here. You could try all these unusual. For me, it's unusual. I just didn't. I was just hoping that like there was a Peruvian one, and I was hoping they didn't have the guinea pig because I don't want to eat somebody's pet. I mean.
Sound like my husband. I'm not going to say what he says,
Well,
but
no, but they do eat it. They eat it as like it's like a I don't know. It's like I've gone to Asian restaurants that had squab, and squab
mm-hmm.
sounds fancy, but squab is pigeon.
Right.
So, and I've tried it. I like to try the unusual things, but I don't want to try a guinea pig. Sorry, because I had a pet guinea pig. I really love that
Oh
thing.
my God.
It's so cute. You know, it's sad because I feel I don't want to just eat ugly animals. I mean, I should become a I should become a vegetarian, but I like meat.
Right, Jessica?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of real Italian restaurants, but Olive Garden has a nice salad dressing. But other than that, and they're not. Yeah, the food is just it doesn't really hit the spot. We go
Mm-hmm.
to there's a little. We have 2 pretty good Italian places near. We have 3 really. Have Canadian. Our Canadian. I had Canadian food. I had a friend who was from Montreal, and in Old Montreal, it's called a Canadian restaurant, and I said, "What's Canadian food?" And he says, "It's like pig knuckles and meat
No.
pies." And I was like, "Okay." I go, "But I still want to try it." And he took me there, and I had I had like the plate, and
So if you had the meat pies, then they probably have pig knuckles ground up in it.
yeah, well, they gave it as like an appetizer. I mean, look, anything in small doses isn't going to kill you, but
Oh
yeah,
God.
but I used to go up. I love the old town, like the old town of Montreal, and if there's an old area. When I went to Toronto, they have a whole area of graffiti, and I had to photograph that. So, I mean, it's not always
Hey,
it's
Kathy.
back alleys. Who's here? Just me, Kathy. Hi,
Yeah,
Kathy.
just Kathy.
Hi, just me, Kathy.
The best giggler in the world.
Okay, Jessica Marie, you got the nail right on the head. I was born in New York City. I lived there for 40 years, I should say years. And then I moved to New Jersey. So you're right. It's like ding, 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 winner, chicken dinner. I don't think I sound like I have a New Jersey accent yet. My fiance sounds like he has a New Jersey accent. And I didn't realize there was a New Jersey accent until I dated 2 guys from New Jersey, one after the other. And then I realized they have the same accent. And who knew? I mean, my
Right.
friend who was from Hoboken, she just sounded like she was from New York. She sounded like, or Brooklyn. She had that kind of and like forget about it,
God,
kind of accent.
funny.
Yeah, and when I get excited, I sound way more New Yorky. I go, and if I get like pissed off, I get like, "Ugh."
I
Well,
can
when
tell
I
when you're mad at Norton, you say his name differently.
you go Norton, Norton,
Norton.
Norton. It's like a little Prussian.
She wanted to say hi to her sister Haley.
She's cute. I see her like little. So her hair looks a little wild around her snoot, and
I know it has been.
it's
I
like
don't know.
it's
They
funny.
cut it different because my son wanted her ears to be trimmed because they used to
They
be
usually
real
flop
long and
down.
they would flop over. Now he wanted them to pokey. Now he teases her. He says, "You catching cable with those antennas?"
She
Poor
looks like she's got
baby.
a little mask on, like a little.
Uh-huh.
So
She's
cute.
so rotten.
She's very spoiled.
She is.
Yeah, there's little dogs get away with murder, but big dogs obviously can knock
No,
down your whole.
over here, big dogs get away with murder too. Apparently,
Yeah, they do. She is really adorable.
my son worked nights last night, so I think she went and jumped. Bella went and jumped in bed with him. So
She says, I don't even know Mob Weiss, but she says I sound like Drita. I gotta have to go, like, listen. Was it when I was faking the accent and going, hey, forget about it? Like, or was it normally? Because my brother has a much less of a New York accent, and I think he moved to New Jersey when he was only 23. And then
thank you, Kathy.
I started dating guys who were from New York, and and so when we got excited, we talked like we were from New York. And he goes, "Are we from the same parents? Didn't you grow up in my neighborhood?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know about you, but." Tony said when I get excited or I start to reminisce about the Bronx, I start sounding really New Yorky. And I go, I went to the corner store and we used to go here and there. And, oh, wow. And I get like
So to
really.
go watch it, Susie. You'll see.
Well, I might not hear myself in it, but I know I could do it. I know I could, once I
I
get
mean,
going,
I
it's
have
just.
to go watch some Jessica Marie videos so I can get inspired.
What is.
She
What?
does
What?
house cleaning. Like yeah, oh yeah. She's
You
so good.
clean? I'm
Yeah,
so not.
I need her to
Oh,
come to my house. That's what I need.
boy. I think she charged me double. Like at first, she'd be
Well,
like,
she does her house. So like she shows us she cleans and she like when she does light cleaning and more.
oh, wow. Somebody said, like, we have these people called miracle maids, and I think they're called that. I don't know. There's something maids, and my friend in Long Island has miracle maids, but the ones out here, I think they charge you. Well, they charge per hour. So if they come for like 2 to 5 hours, they'll they'll charge accordingly. But I don't even think they'll get mine clean because I have so much clutter.
Well, you know what, Kathy? They make me want to clean, but it doesn't make my body want to get up and clean.
That's
It's
the
my
thing.
head wants to.
Yeah. When you're when you get old ladies, sorry to burst anybody's bubble about aging. I know that there's always like that one old lady who still runs 5 miles a day and walks her dogs 2 times a day and she cleans her own house and and she does shopping and she's like active as beyond belief. But like for me and for Dawn, I'm sitting here and I'm like, my neck really hurts. My neck really hurts. And and then I bend over a few times trying to pick up stuff and it's like my back really hurts. And she does it for free as long as she can record it. Well, it would be really embarrassing. I'd have to walk around with a bag over my head.
Or not be home.
It would be so embarrassing. I'd be like,
You know, mine wasn't bad until I started reselling. And
yes.
it's like reselling took over my house and I
Oh,
can't get it back.
do you know what was the
It's
worst?
terrible.
When I went to the bins and I used to come home with the car full of stuff, and Tony's like, he goes, you have to stop going there. You cannot go there anymore. He goes, you got to get rid of this stuff. And he goes, and if you could get rid of it all at once instead of piecemeal, he goes, how are you making any money? What do you work for? 10 cents an hour? I said, probably less.
Right.
So, I was saying that.
I
I'm like,
have been getting rid of stuff that I bought in the beginning that I thought I could sell. And, now I realize it's just junk. So I'm trying to slowly get rid of it, but it's crazy, you know.
Well, I am willing to get, if anybody wants to buy clothes at cost, I'm totally willing now. As long as they buy enough to make it worth my while to like put it in a box and ship it, I'll do it because I just want at this point to make my money back. And it's sad.
Marlene, I like to do it when I'm home all alone and I can do what I want and nobody bother me, no dogs to bother me, no kids to bother me. You know, I mean, my kids are all grown, but they're still, some are still here. So, but I like it when I can just work alone.
I should just all throw my stuff in a dumpster and tell Kathy where the dumpster is so she could go dive in it and get it. I was saying to everybody is if I ever die and you see the announcement on Facebook, Susan passed away, sorry to say. You know, the reason you're not seeing her is that reason. I say, come to my driveway and
Right.
look for the big dumpster, and
Just
Tony will be tossing my shit out the window
look, just
right
give
into
Tony my phone number.
and I said, and some of it might be like, boxes, and a lot of it might be good stuff. So, all right. Thank you,
Bye,
Jessica.
Jessica. You
Thanks
have a
for
great
coming.
day.
And I can't even believe it. He thinks that once I mean, he's right. He's right about things sitting around. He's like, if you can't wear it, what good is it? And I'm thinking, because it's like,
That's true, Perlini. The cameras are deceiving. Sometimes you buy things that you think is like the bomb and it's not.
Perlini liked that one bracelet I had that was turquoise and marcasite, and that was really nice. I when I sell jewelry that people might be questioning, and if they wanted to contact me on Messenger, I will talk to them in private and I'll show them stuff up close or from
Mm-hmm.
farther away or whatever they want to see. And I'm fine with that. And I actually like when I get like a private sale. But and I hope Mr. IRS isn't listening. But like, whatever. I mean, like, I'll do that. Yeah, you kick yourself for not buying. Oh, that one. I'm sorry. I have other really beautiful marcasite pieces still. So if I have really nice jewelry that I'd be willing to sell. I'm hot now all of a sudden. That picking up that thing was like, see, this is it. This is why I can't clean, because all I did was reassemble a folding table and pick up the stuff that crashed onto the floor, and it was like a lot of activity for me. But part of my having a puppy that weighs probably 70 pounds is a lot of like work, because I'm gonna look like Popeye with one arm really strong because I keep pulling it,
I know.
But I feel like I'm not even. Like, I'm so twisted up. It's terrible. We shouldn't be kvetching on the air. It's like, who wants to hear that? It's no fun. Did you ever? Oh, yeah, it had turquoise. It was unique. I have a regular turquoise bracelet in silver, but I don't think I have any more. I don't know.
Beautiful pieces, Suzy.
Yeah, that one was really pretty. That she liked. I mean, I have like a lot of marcasite and stuff. I love marcasites, and I don't even want to tell you that somewhere in my clutter there is a whole box of marcasites that I would like to find. One arm is stronger, right? It's true.
Right.
You become like, cockeyed. I mean, I know clutter drives me nuts, but you see, this is it. Being obsessive, but not compulsive. I don't know, like Tony said, I might obsess on it, but I'm not compulsive enough to do anything about it. And that's the problem for me. And I get like so frustrated when I start to go through like I have like these hay bales of clothes in like my cell room. And it's like I start to go through it, and then I'm like, I get so frustrated, and I'm like, I don't even have room to make piles of like what's an extra large, what's a large, what's a small, a medium, but I really want to make like 5-pound boxes and post them on Poshmark and see, even if I could get like $25 back, I'd be happy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but I don't know. It is pouring so hard here. Do you hear it?
I do.
It's nuts.
Wow.
We're I have in, my yard gets flooded and it starts filling in from the back forward, and we've already had so much rain that rain really terrifies me because after Ida, was it Ida? It was Ida, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had the water coming in and coming down my basement stairs, and it flooded my basement. And then since then, I had a sewer backup, which was really disgusting. And then since then, my water heater was last weekend, I think, or
Mm-hmm.
was it the weekend before? My water heater decided to explode, and I had another flood, and that one was very costly. I mean, they all are costly
Mm-hmm.
because I mean the plumber charged me around $800. That wasn't cheap. But every time my basement floods, it's like it costs me like nearly $1,000 or more, because
Yeah.
I had another one years ago and that was like it was
Kathy
like
says
two
it's
thousand.
important there too.
Someone said, "Welcome to home ownership." It makes me want to rent. I'll tell you that much,
Mm.
or
No,
live on a.
no, I tell you what, because so many people when Ida hit here who rented couldn't get help because they didn't own a home, they were
Oh.
renting. It's sad. It's
It
really
is
sad.
sad, but at least like if like for instance, because the water heater, I've already changed that water heater twice, and I've already painted my house once, and now I have to do it again. It just seems like, oh, and it's always so much money. And my
Mm-hmm.
storm door just is like disintegrating, and my
Oh wow, Perlini.
porch is disintegrating. What's happening?
She said a
Oh,
friend of hers uh, daughter died from a hot water heater
that's
explosion.
horrible. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I mean, I went down. Tony's notorious for not turning lights off, and the only reason why I went into the basement was to turn the light off. And then I saw it was all flooded, and I was yelling to him, you know, help me. And we tried to turn the water off to the thing, and it didn't shut off entirely. And so we made a spout with tinfoil around the top and
Mm-hmm.
like diverted into this huge bucket that I
Yeah.
may have a huge bin.
Hey Glenn.
It's Glenn here.
Glenn is here.
Hi, Glenn. How's it going?
Oh, I thought I hit his comment. There it is.
Good morning. Yeah, we're talking at the same time. Ooh, almost I saw a dog tail. Mhm. So, Kathy, do you have any pets, Kathy? Do you have a cat or a dog? Does anybody else have pets? Let's see. Anybody? What was that noise?
That was my Life 360 app telling me that my husband just completed a drive.
Oh, okay.
And
I
keep
was hoping
tabs
you
on
meant
him
like you
that
got
way.
a sale on your
Actually,
car.
my son likes to keep tabs on us where we're at because he's home and it gives him comfort to know where we are.
Okay, that's good. I had a friend who had that app, and her other friend was monitoring her comings and goings, and I thought,
But
I
it's
don't
only
know.
people you invite on the app, and
I
like
know, but
I have my mom on it because, like I can tell where she's at, like if she breaks down or something, or
that's good.
and she says, I looked at your at the app. It says you're home, but you're not. I said sometimes you have to refresh it.
I
Kathy's
mean,
got two cats,
I
brother. She
understand.
calls them Scratch and Sniff.
That's cute.
That is cute.
I mean, I
And Perlini says she's got two rescues.
dogs or cats. I don't know. Like I'm we just put up
Kathy says,
security cameras, and Tony can like see. He'll get a beep when like if my front door opens, or if the motion
Mhm.
detector outside my front door kicks in, he'll get an alert. And he said I was watching the alerts and then I got bored of it, but like he can kind of tell when I'm coming and going now.
Right.
And I thought, what is he doing? Is he not trusting me? All of a sudden, like all these things, like all I said was, I don't have a peephole. I would like one of those cameras where you can see who's at your front door.
Mhm.
And it turned into an entire security system. So that was what I got for my birthday. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy says one is a black tuxedo and one is a gray tuxedo. And Perlini has dogs.
Oh, well, one of my dogs was rescued, and one But I mean, she cost a lot of money. In New Jersey, the rescue groups are between 450 and 750.
That is
And
crazy.
isn't it? There's one rescue group. I give them money, and I didn't even get a pet from them. But every year they have clear the shelter. I don't know if it's a month or a week or whatever. And all you have to give is a donation. And I
Right.
love that they do that. And I mean, sadly, there's always like a few pit bull kind of dogs that get left behind, but
Right.
all the puppies are like out, and it's nice.
That's what her fiance told her too, Perlini. That's why I think she didn't get the ring.
Yeah, yeah. He said that like rings can be I don't know what you would call it, but they like people start seeing what's going on and they could kind of notice your patterns. And so yeah, we didn't get the ring, we got the safe
Mhm.
home.
Right. Haley's got two dogs, my two fur grandbabies, and she's got Charlie and Pee or Paisley, but they call her Pee.
I miss having dogs. Well, I would miss having dogs too. I once I got two dogs, I didn't even want to go back to one dog. And I really wanted a dog, and that's why I left New York because I lived in an apartment building
Yeah.
and they didn't let you have dogs. And I found out that since I've moved to New Jersey, you can now have dogs in that building. And it made me so aggravated. I'm like, all those years I wanted a dog and I couldn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a pain in the neck in an apartment to like run out
Right.
and take them on a walk. But that's why my parents didn't want a dog because
Yeah.
they said, oh, who'll get stuck walking in at 11? It'll be me. And
Yeah.
I mean, they were talking and
Yeah.
it's true. I'm
Perlini
sure
says
it would.
the ring doorbell is not good.
Yeah, we didn't get it. My friend loves her ring, but she doesn't. She probably doesn't know about it. Um, that it could get tapped into, and other people could be watching stuff. I mean, I was. He put up the motion detector in the house, and I said, "Does that have a camera on? Because I don't want you watching me during the day." And he and he said, like, and then I thought, why did I just say that? It sounds like I'm doing something wrong. But like, I don't know. You don't want somebody like you could be like I don't know, picking at your teeth or whatever. You don't want people watching it. It's like privacy violation.
Even
It's
if
bad
she
enough
realized
that
it.
he could see me coming and going.
Oh,
I know. I mean, I don't really mind that part, but you know, I mean, I don't want to say like you could be scratching your butt or something, but it's true. I don't know what you could. What do you do when you're alone? I mean, I basically am talking to you, Dawn, and going through Julie pile sometimes,
that's true.
or like, I
And
mean,
then he's gonna say, "God, Susie, you're on the phone all day."
that's just recently that we kind of keep it running. Like I'll go in and wash dishes while you're on the phone with me. I
Right.
mean, I'm not doing stuff. It's
I work
just
at the shop. You know, I
yeah. I
pack my
mean,
packages and
it's just we're like, hey, this just happened. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll get bored of it eventually. But for right now, it's fine. I'm okay with that. You know, when you work from home, that's why like when I found Victoria's show, I was thinking it's so nice to have like a community where you can meet people that like you would like and hang out with. I mean, and then some people you don't like, true, but no matter what, it makes you feel like more in touch with the human race because being home alone it's pretty isolating. And
mhm.
I used to live with a shut-in, and now I'm a shut-in. So, and I used to yell at him, "Let's go out, let's do this, let's do that."
Right,
Now it's like I don't even want to go out and do stuff.
right.
I
It's
don't
true,
know.
Colleen. It is nice to know where they are. But the one kid that I'd like to be on, he's not. He chooses not to be. So, and,
Is that the river guy?
yeah, the river guy.
We'll just leave it at that. And
Uh-huh. But
I
everybody
would.
else is on it. Well, no, not the other son and his wife. They're not on it. But Haley is on it. So, like, if I go to Lutcher where she lives, she'll go, "What are you doing?" It's like, nothing. You're in Lutcher.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't hardly ever talk to my family, so they probably don't care where I am or what I do. So I'm not saying. I mean, sadly, the part of my family that did care passed away. So, But I'm saying, like, my brother moved away. He used to live near here, and he moved to Georgia, and I do have one cousin who lives in New Jersey,
Oh
and
wow.
he's not that far. So but we don't care what each of us are doing. Not enough.
Yeah,
And
he
I
always
don't.
said they get fussed at for when it shows you how fast they're going. So when her and Becca goes to Tennessee to see Becca's mom, I'm like, I'll call him and I'm like, tell Becca to slow down. My baby's in that car.
It's hysterical. We had like some nav going on that used to tell us the road's speed and how fast you're going compared to
Uh-huh.
the road speed, and it would say like I would get it. I go, Tony, slow down. This is a 55 road, and you're going like 70, and we're not. We're in the South. We could get arrested.
Right. Well, Waze, I love Waze, and it tells you like what it is, and how fast you're going. It'll pop up the little speed sign, in the corner.
Oh,
So, yeah. Arlene says they've been looking for security systems because her son's truck was broken into, and they stole his cats,
you mean
messed
his?
up a lot of stuff trying to steal it. That's a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Terrible. That is terrible.
I mean, like I think I hate to say it, but I've spoken to Dawn about this, and I thought, like, there's like a kind of weird juju going out in the country, and like with this, I think some people are like doing more preserving and pantry building and making stockpiles of food, which I think is great. Like if you can do that, it's wonderful. But I think that the people that aren't doing that and that are bad might at some point think, I'm going to go take your stuff. And I don't really want to live in that world, but I would rather kind of like know what's going on rather than, I mean, like when someone knocks on my door, I basically want to, I don't answer it. I peek through the window. I have to trim my tree so I could kind of see, but I wanted a camera that I could talk to them and say, state your
Hmm.
business or beat it because the police are alerted, you know?
Right.
And it's sad to have to be like that,
It's crazy.
but you almost have to be like that. I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't need to open my door for the local politicians
Hmm.
or the people trying to sell me siding, or I don't want to switch my cable company. And I really, I mean, I don't want to hear somebody else's religion, and they want to come and talk to me about their take on it. And then they
Right.
want to hand me stuff, and I say, I'm putting it in the recycle bin, lady. Don't give it to me. Give it to the next person.
Hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert. Robert looks like he has a motorcycle. I can see a little motorcycle.
Robert does videos on like his ride-alongs and things, and cooking and all that other good stuff.
That's nice.
He's the one with all the animals. Remember?
Oh, there were somebody was talking about a whole bunch. He's the one that had the pig that went and laid
Yeah.
on the couch. Yes, I remember. And he had a farm. My cousin has a farm. I would love. I wanted to have a farm, but only because I could then have pets that were really big. And
Mhm.
but then if I had to, then Tony said, "Well, who's going to deal with their excrements?" And I said, "Well, we'd have to hire somebody."
You're not gonna do it.
Well, I mean, did you ever muck a stall? It's not that easy. I mean, not that I would want a horse, but my cousins have horses, and then they board horses for other people. But when I
Mhm.
see like the hay bales are like 75 pounds each, and I can barely lift a dog food bag, and it's like I think it's 40 or 45 pounds. Yeah. Well, the human trafficking sign that you just said, Dawn
What?
just told
Great.
me yesterday she saw it on the highway that they were saying, watch out if you
Yeah,
suspect human.
usually the light up signs that's over the interstate in our area usually says seatbelt and vaccines both save lives. Well, all of a sudden I'm passing and it says human trafficking. If you suspect, call. And I'm like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, and honestly, how would you know? I mean, like if somebody's in a truck and they're driving people illegally from point A to point B, they're certainly not going to have a window on it, and so people could
Right.
be like, oh, it's going to be a panel truck, and and you won't be able to see anything. I mean, I guess if they stop to get gas and you hear people banging on the back,
Right.
you could call, but it's it's probably going to be really hard
Yeah.
to notice that.
It is.
I
It
would
is
think
crazy.
such a shame. You know, you see these movies with these action guys and you think, oh, this plot was so far fetched, and then you realize it's not
That's
that far fetched.
Cajun.
Hey, hey, Chris, how's that? How are those Gonzalez stuffed animals going?
Uh-huh. He probably took them all.
Well, he said that because of Mardi Gras, they were all stripped out. But I
Yeah.
bet they're back. They're
I
back.
didn't go to Gonzales. So, and I won't be able to go to that garage sale tomorrow that he mentioned because hubby has a doctor's appointment at
Oh, what's
1:20.
going on? There's a big garage sale. Is town wide or something?
I had asked him if there was any good garage sales coming up. I think he said there was one today and there's one at 12 tomorrow. Unless hubby wants to go to the doctor by himself. Hmm. He never can go with me, so maybe I can not go with him. What you think?
If I
You
was going to meet
Marie.
Chris to go garage sailing, I would rather probably, I'd say to my hubby, unless I thought my hubby would say, I'm fine, and he isn't fine, it depends. Can you trust that he'll tell you everything the doctor said?
Yeah, yeah. He may leave a few things out, not on purpose, but men are great attention to
Yes.
detail sometimes.
I know
My
mine.
brother-in-law lives in Walker, Chris.
My guy went to the doctor and they told him watch your sugar, and apparently he didn't hear that whole part of it. And
And how's that, Robert? How do you do that? Your animals?
I want to know.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool,
that's
Chris.
fun. I called this guy from he said he's watched me, but I think that he either saw Suzy Woozy and just did a quick internet
I hope
search.
it's not one of those Suzy Woozies that is not a good Suzy Woozy.
What do you mean? Tell me.
They have like several Suzy Woozies.
But
It might be one who's like, I don't know.
what do you mean? Like, are they prostitutes? What do you mean?
I know, like, don't some of these. Never mind.
I didn't see the other Suzy Woozies, and I hope there's no one
Well,
that's like.
some of them were dressed kind of provocatively,
Oh.
but I didn't look at them.
Well,
But
I mean, there
Chris,
was a time when I was selling something and I had a low cut shirt, and then they started calling me Boobsy, Woozy, Suzy, Woozy kind of thing, and I'm like, I can't help it, if it. I used to be much bigger up top, and I would wear if you're just bigger up top, everything gets pushed up. So like your cleavage is closer to your neck. You can't help it. And they used to say like, I'd say, well, look, at that time I was really single, and I used to say, people don't know if it's not in the window, people don't know it's for sale.
right, Robert, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, they don't like it when you give them a spiel back.
that's for sure.
Chris, I think we should make a date to go garage sailing together.
That would be fun. You both could film it and show it on each of your channels, or you could
That's
go
right.
live. That would be
That's right.
nice.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I don't know who else is around here that we can get to join us. I know the others are in. I'm trying to think. The other ones. Oh, well, there you go, Glenn. Glenn can come with us. So me, you, Glenn. Who else? I think the other ladies like Star and Dory. They're all out in Homa.
What about that?
That's right. Glenn can
What
do
about
it.
Southern Belle lady? Well, would she
Right,
go?
Belle, but she doesn't resell anything. But she's
Oh.
welcome to come.
There's a. I wish I lived closer to you guys.
I would be happy to meet y'all in Baton Rouge or Gonzales.
I
Since
live. I
I'm right in
think
the middle of New Orleans and Baton Rouge, so
I live closer to Kathy, but she doesn't. She's kind of mums the word about stuff. But I don't know if she's ever been to New Hope, Pennsylvania, or to where am I near? Lambertville, New Jersey.
oh, Robert.
What did he say? I didn't even
He
see.
said
When the
with
Jesus
a
people show up, I answered their name. Ha! Sorry. Well, I tell the Jesus people that I don't know. I say like
All right, Glenn. Thanks for
it's not gonna
dropping in.
it's not gonna work for me. Thanks. Take care, Glenn. I I mean, like I believe in some stuff, but just I don't believe in enough stuff that I can fit into like one religion. So I can't be pigeonholed. Sorry. And if people think I'm not going to go to heaven because of it, I'm sorry about that too, because I believe that if there is a heaven, I'm going to go there. And if there's no heaven, then I won't. That's just the way it is. I'll find out when I'm dead. And that's that. I'm
You're
sorry.
true.
It's the truth.
Oh my God.
I mean, I hope there's a heaven and I hope I go, but I don't think I'm going to hell. That's for sure.
Exactly.
I don't even think,
I
and it's
agree.
sad. I used to say I don't believe in hell, but I think that there should be a hell no matter what. There's definitely some people I would send right over there.
You would send? Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I know, like,
I hear you.
I know what they've done, and I think that they should go. So if I had a choice, I'd say, like, dude, this guy doesn't belong in the good one. That's for sure.
You're right, Perlini. You're right. I believe that.
No, I don't think that they're bad. I just think that they're like. I think that they like. There's a lot of people that know a lot of I want to say Bible-y stuff, and they know what's right and wrong, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're always so like kind or nice about things when the lights aren't on and it's shining in their faces. I think behind the scenes, some of these people are like everybody else, and you know they're good and they're bad, you know,
Right.
and and the ones that always are have their hand out for like donations. It's like you built a big palace and you live very well. It's like, how did you get that money? Because people gave you that money. But I'm wondering, it's I don't know. I should shut up now. I'm going to alienate half of the people that are here. But
No, no, not at all, Susie. Regina.
hi,
Hey,
Regina.
Regina. How are you?
I mean, I just mean like if you go to a, I think like if you have the gift of faith, I think faith is a gift that some people have and some people don't have. And if
Right.
you have it, and you believe in something, good for you. Do what you want to do. Donate what you want, but don't let somebody give you a price. And don't let them say, like, okay, you didn't give your 20%. So now, like, we don't want you to come back. I'd be like, that's
Yeah.
very not right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Regina plays at her church, and she does some of her videos or of her playing her organ.
That's
Beautiful.
nice. You know, I,
She sings very beautiful too.
oh, wow. Yeah. Look, listen to that. 800 trillion. That's with
Mm.
a T. That's not even the billions. That's amazing.
Well, I don't think
I
they're the only ones, but we won't go there.
Yeah, I mean, like believing in something, it shouldn't it shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable or cost you money.
Hmm.
I mean, I know that there are certain organizations like there's a temple here in the area, and they have to hire the rabbi, they have to hire the cantor, they have to rent the building, so the congregation needs to pay for it. Fine. And so they charge money, but then they charge extra on the high holy days and that's weird to me. It's like, I don't know, if you're already a member you should get to come, you shouldn't have to buy tickets, it
Right.
should just be included. And I know that I've been to churches where they pass a plate around and it's metal so they could hear if coins are being dropped like
Right.
dollar bills. And
Chris wants to know, what did we think of his live last week? Good, bad, or in between?
well, I
I saw
didn't
the
see it.
beginning of it, and it's in my thing to finish watching. So that is my duty today to finish
I'm gonna
watching.
watch it. We'll watch it for sure. We could even play it now, maybe. I don't.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, that would be good.
How do you do
I
that, Chris? Because we can play
I
your
think
live
that
right
I think
now.
I think your videos are good though. I've watched other videos you've made, and
I know. I
you're
love Chris's videos.
you're articulate, and you're very descriptive, and you're very forthright, and give lots of good information. And I don't think you should be shy of, you know, I don't think you should be shy about showing
No,
yourself.
no,
Period.
no. I'm so happy that he's now doing his videos and you can see him.
That's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
We
Yeah.
saw we saw I saw you when you were in Florida, and I saw you when I think you were in Pennsylvania, and it's fine. It takes a lot to be able to go out and, oh, if you play it, you we're not gonna play it. Well, we might play it later. What is Robert saying? He used to be a guest speaker at many churches, and then his education. Well, let's say I decided to move along elsewhere with my beliefs. Yeah, I mean, um, I sometimes call, like, my fiance, his parents were Catholic, and he was raised to go to Catholic church, but he never continued when he had a choice to, like, then leave the church and not participate. And I never, I was never really raised with a personally with, like, you go to a church or a temple. I went to church with my some of my friends, and I went to temple with some of my friends, and I chose that I didn't really care for either of them. And I like I think it's very fascinating that almost every lots of cultures throughout the whole world, they might believe in different entities or gods, and they call them different names, but they still have a higher power. And I know some people's thoughts on it is that, like, if you can like deal with the big rules, then you could also follow little rules. And so, I mean, and let's face it, like, if you just do a blanket religion thing where they say, like, don't kill and don't hurt people and treat everybody like you want to be treated, and that's fine with me. Like, it's good. It's like nobody wants to live in a culture where you're always looking over your shoulder because someone's going to kill you. But I mean, you have to be good at heart. And I think your good should outweigh your bad. And if you think of life as like a scale, keep everything in balance. It's like with food, with love, with your partner, you have to, and with maybe your deeds and intentions, and your living, like, live life like there's checks and balances, but try to make it even, or if you let it go on the side of good, and then let that good part go up. But if you can, at least make it even. And that's what I think. But you don't have to believe what I say, and it doesn't matter. Everybody thinks for themselves, so
Hmm.
that's what I mean. But like I said, as long as people, I feel, if I want my friends to be good, and if they're not, I don't want them in my life, and that's that. But I mean, like I said, it's fine. If you feel good about yourself, or if you're a work in progress, that's fine too.
Hmm.
Just don't, you know, live double lives. God knows your heart's true. If there's, and if people,
Exactly.
you shouldn't necessarily have to go. I don't think, like, if I don't know, but I think, like, if you really want to worship something, you could do it anywhere. You could do it in your living room, and you could do it in your yard, and you could go to a church or a temple or a shrine or something. But
Hmm.
I love visiting, like, different cathedrals. I love, like, going to different kinds of temples. We went to it was, I think it was Indian, and it was made of, like, carvings, and it outside of Toronto. It was so gorgeous. All the stone was hand carved, and it was this
Wow.
big building, and they let you in. You have to take your shoes off, but it's kind of interesting. Like, I loved going there. There's one in my area, and I hear that they even have a restaurant, and I would like to try it. Anyway,
Cool.
yeah, it's cool. I'm reading what he said.
Oh wait, I hit it by accident.
He said, what is he right? I could give a very interesting sermon about the way religion and faith should truly work versus the way it's interpreted and practiced. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has their own beliefs, and
Yeah.
per se, it's not right or wrong. It's their beliefs.
Right. Everybody, I mean, and I know that like one of my friends thinks that I'm not going to go to her heaven
Hmm.
because I don't pray enough or something. But I can't help that. That's what she thinks. That's what she believes.
Right. Exactly.
There you go. And when you point one way, the other fingers are pointing back. So you got to look at yourself always.
Right. You're right. That's so true, Regina.
Uh-huh.
You're right. Yeah, that's true, Chris. There's some beautiful, beautiful places.
When I was younger, I went to Scotland, and some of the churches are so old, and it's just beautiful to see the architecture. And I went to Saint Anne de Beaupré in um, where is it out of? It's outside of Quebec City, and they believe that this church was like where miracles would happen, and so they have these pillars where there's like all of these crutches, and they think like praying there will cure you of your sicknesses. I mean,
Mhm.
I still had aches and pains after I left, but it was it was it was still fun to go and see it. It was awesome. I love that, and I've gone to church organ concerts, and I've enjoyed them too.
Oh no, Regina says her phone won't let her type. I hate that, Regina. She says she
I was
believes
having
in
them
live and let
having to be.
live as long as you're not hurting her or family or anyone. You're right.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
just
having.
I believe that you should help people and you know at every
I
chance you can.
I see you, and I know like you have a phrase that you tell me. I'm not going to say it out loud, but like you are such a good person. Like, and then when you feel bad that you're not being good, I'm like, you are so good every day. You don't know you're an angel.
Thank you.
You are. You're such a good person. You really, really are, and you have to keep believing that. It's true. I I try to help people too, but I don't want to help to the point of being taken advantage of, and then it kind of like I have to back away.
Right. That's true, Robert.
That's right.
Just a building.
Well, some of the churches around here were sold to private parties, and
Mhm.
they like
A lot of
the
people
one.
that they live in churches now that in some of these towns, these little towns, that's no longer a church.
That's right, and they're interesting architecture. Like I've been looking at houses casually, but a lot of times I'll put in like historical as a
Mm-hmm.
search, just because Tony, my fiance, is an architect, and um, I we both like older houses better than like the modern houses, but a lot of times they're way more money, and they're way more money to keep up because they're falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I saw something that was like a church that was for sale, and I said, "What do you think of that? We could have a really big living
Yeah.
room." and but like it's hard for me to imagine it all like carved up into rooms, but you know, it was something.
I know. I
I
watch all those building shows like on Saturday, and they have a lot of times they'll show churches that were remodeled into homes. Really nice.
yeah, they really are nice. I mean, I like watching them too. I have a problem with those building shows though because they hook me in, and then I have to stay to the end. And then sometimes the ending is only like 3 seconds long, and I'm like, I want to see more of this finished project.
Right.
You guys, you suckered me in for at least some of
Right.
them are an
And then
hour,
they
some are
only
like
show you like the kitchen and the living room
it's like
and one
no.
bedroom.
I
Right.
want to see everything for like lots of time.
Right. Exactly.
and I and then I hate it. I hate having. Well, what I should do is figure out how to use the DVR and tape things, and then I can fast forward through the middle, so I can see the beginning and then the end.
Right.
That would work better for me. I I decided about, I'm going to say 6 years ago, to stop watching television because it
Oh
was
yes,
making me
Helene.
nuts. Oh, the barns.
Yeah, you ever watch
Now
barn
you're
builders?
talking.
Those guys that they tear down the barns and they rebuild them,
Oh, now you're talking my,
houses and stuff.
that's what I love. I love when I see an old log cabin or an old barn and they do reconstructions.
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm so drawn to it. And I always look for barns all along my travels. I love barns. I'm attracted to mills, to barns, and water wheels of any sort.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I love buildings. I also love buildings that are deconstructed and falling apart, like abandoned buildings and decrepitude. I take photographs, if that's what, if you're trying to understand like why I'm saying this. I love taking photographs of like bits and pieces of these old things, and like, you could see the textures of the wood or the paint peeling off. To me that's all beautiful, but
Right.
I mean, it could be an eyesore to the people that live right next door to it, but to me, I'm like, this is so cool. And if it looks like it's leaning to one side, it's even better. But anyway, oh, he wants to publish a book. That's
Oh,
cool.
awesome.
That's great.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming, Robert. And you didn't make a
Yeah.
ruckus.
No.
We enjoyed having you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, and stop by again. Yeah. I belong to a photo group, and the most of the people live on the Jersey Shore, and I don't live in the Jersey Shore. I live closer to the mountains, but so it's been, and since COVID, like we've only really met up I've only met up with them a few times, like probably twice during this whole thing. And I miss it. I miss that. I used to feel like there was a time when I would go down the shore and I knew of like some of these barrier islands, and my friends would give me updates on what migrating animals might be there, or the normal inhabitants like foxes or snow owls. And for me, I love the buildings that are falling apart, but if I could capture wildlife, then it's like a
Mhm.
true treat because they move around and it's hard to get a good shot.
Right.
So, yeah, I
Robert
love
said you'd
that.
love the old buildings and photographing them in the area that he's in, the old barns and old cut limestone buildings.
That would be that's really cool. I don't know where you live, but I like going. I like driving in the country for that. That's really nice. I don't know that I'd want to live in. My house is kind of falling apart around me, and I'm a little done with that. But but I definitely like looking at it. Like, except when it's my front door.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get some really good pictures on our way up to Jersey.
I hope so too. I would like to actually like this is the one thing I would love. The camera I have is so heavy. I would love to get a better phone. Or I mean, I have the Pixel 1 or the original Pixel or whatever it is, and it's so old now. Cuz there aren't they up to like a 6 or a 7 at this point? I don't even know.
My
And
mom had a 6 and it was crap.
ugh, I know I would love to have a phone with a good camera, and then imagine having that with you all the time. That my friend who I was in the photo group with was taking photographs with her phone, and when she was showing me like how to maneuver it and what you
Uh,
could do, it's like so fascinating. Like they're great in low light
right.
now. They take good wide angle, and it's great. Oh, just in
Robert
Illinois.
said he lives in Illinois. He said we're welcome and he'd give us a tour and feed us. His food
Okay.
is good when he cooks it.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, Chris, we're gonna make like a little family vacation of it, and then Garrett and I will go to the wedding, and then we're gonna vacation we're gonna either vacation up there or back. You know,
I'm
either
thinking you
way.
should do it after so she's not tired. I
So,
don't know.
Chris, if you know any Goodwill bins on the way up there, let me know.
Oh wow.
Cool.
I need, well, my dogs are turning my dog decided wood is very tasty, and I left him at my puppy Norton. I left Where is Norton? He's
That's
behind
cool,
me.
Carlini.
I left him alone, and he started to eat my coffee table, and like the whole front edge of it was chewed off, and It was an antique, so I'm pretty bummed.
It was.
But you prefer Hawaii. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Ah, I think I would prefer Hawaii.
Yeah.
I know that it's really expensive to live there and all the cost of living is high because everything has to be imported.
Hmm.
But I used to follow somebody on
Bye,
Instagram that
Robert.
picked up and moved there. And she would take pictures of like these chickens just running around loose and it's just such a different lifestyle at some point. Like imagine being around that beauty all the time. I don't
My
know.
mom's neighbor was living in Hawaii, and I think it's her sister that moved back, and she wants to move back, but her mom, she just sent her mom over there, and she says it's so nice.
My one of my friends had a condo in I think it was in I don't know if it was in Maui or Honolulu, but because Honolulu is really different. It's like so built up that she said it's like a city on the water.
Hmm.
But she, I I don't know if she kept it. If she kept it, it's probably worth a fortune now. Like because I knew her back in the city,
Hmm.
and uh, but she said it's just like it was her wish to live out there. I don't know why she just wasn't doing it because
Hmm.
she ended up buying a old house up in the middle of nowhere in New York. A huge house. I mean, she only had one kid. I don't know what she was
Right.
thinking. She had like a 6 bedroom house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I need, a six-bedroom house.
Well, you
All my
needed. She
kids, I
had
keep
no
coming
need.
home.
I think she bought a house with 3 bathrooms, so just in case like they broke down, she'd have someplace another one to use. She was like one of these city dwellers like me with just one
Uh-huh.
bathroom. Just one bathroom. That's really
Just,
all you should
just
need.
one.
Just
Right.
one. I have just one here. I wanted one and like they call it 1.5 because they have like a little toilet in
Right.
a walk-in closet or something. But we don't even. I live in such an old house. There's no closet space,
Hmm.
and the only place we really could put a toilet would be in the basement. And the basement keeps flooding. What's the point? We're gonna move. What are you laughing at?
You
He loves to listen to Hawaiian anything.
just laughing at you.
Oh, okay. I think everybody, if they have the money, and I know that it's gonna sound, I think that men and women should have separate bathrooms, and that would help the marriage. Now, some people might think that men and women should have separate houses, and then that would help.
Haley said her house has no closets.
Well,
You see,
mine
Haley, the older houses, they didn't have closets. They used
wardrobe
armoires, the
or wardrobe,
wardrobes or the armoires or whatever to put their clothes in.
like this house had no closets on the first floor, and it was like an add-on. They put like a little teeny front thing, and it has like two little closets down here, and upstairs in the big bedroom, they used to call it a master bedroom. It has it's almost 2 feet wide, and that's it. And then the littlest bedroom has two closets, which makes no sense. And
Right.
the other closet, there's Norton.
There's Norton,
Norton the doggy.
the
Last
coffee
week,
table eater.
yeah, last week that they were just in the shots all the time, the whole time. And this time he just came.
Precious is
Well,
laying on my leg, and Bella went to sleep somewhere,
well,
so
he got
we
scared
don't
when he
want to wake her
knocked the
up.
table down, and so did the other one. But Norton really freaked out.
You
And I
need to
put,
take your bedrooms, Haley, and make it a whole big giant closet.
well, that's what I did. I have 3 bedrooms and at least 2.5 of them. If you have junk everywhere, it's considered a closet. My whole people say like they can't deduct the whole house for work. If I was really making money at it, if somebody came in, they would say, "Yeah, okay, I'll allow this
Right,
deductions," because
right.
it's everywhere.
I have reselling on my dining room table, in my
It
living room,
it would
in my
just
bedroom, in my son's bedroom, in the extra bedroom. It's everywhere.
well in
It
my house.
goes.
There's fallout into the living room, but the stuff is everywhere else. Like just
It
there's things.
just grows.
Yeah, and for me, it's like the boxes and Well, I had to I had to kind of like put everything high in the living room, and I had to fence off the living room from the rest of the house just so that the puppy wouldn't get into stuff. And then he was doing so well when I left him alone. And then when I came back and he ate the table, I was like, I like, I mean, I have a crate. Didn't Chris say that's why you have a crate? Because you put
Yeah,
the dog in the
I
crate.
think that's why they make crates. The hall is a closet, and Chelsea's room has one closet, and our bathroom is extremely small. Yeah, wow.
We used to have in this house. I know that the bedroom that I use used to be have like a window into the front, and then they took that space and made the bathroom very long
Hey,
instead of a
Belle.
very teeny tiny. Hi,
Right.
Belle. How's it going? So I almost wish they did. I don't know. I have mixed emotions. I mean, I almost would have liked the bedroom to be bigger, but what really impressed me was that, like in New York, only one person could walk into the bathroom, and if somebody else needed to come, the other person would have to
Mhm.
leave, and you were like, "Excuse me," and like you would be squeezed in.
Right.
And what I liked about this house sort of was that, like, when we came looking for it, my brother and my sister-in-law came, and the realtor, we all walked into the bathroom at once, and I'm like, oh, these people can fit in the bathroom.
Let's have a party in the bathroom.
I was like, it's amazing. And they're like looking at me like, what are you talking about? I go, I have such a small bathroom. It was really like a tub and a toilet and a sink.
Right. Right. So,
I was like so impressed that I go,
uh-huh.
more than one person can fit in here. Wow.
Yes, definitely.
But even that has fallout from my business. I have my like my dummy, my dress form is in there, and some stuff I've been like stuff for photography and like to take
Right.
pictures of, and
I
some
don't know
clothes.
what I would do if I didn't have my little area that I rent, because I have all the stuff in my house plus that.
Well,
So I don't.
you would have only 2 to 500 listings, and you would have to be more on top of everything, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah.
Or
Because
maybe you'd have
I'm at
I'd have
1,700 now.
like you'd have to almost, I say, like, if you have a small space, you have to utilize the parts that you're not using. So that means like maybe do shelving units all
Hmm.
like on the walls
Right.
going up toward the ceiling, so that you could at least, like, even in the bedrooms, have more places to put junk,
Right.
sadly, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to put like those verticals that hold the shelving. I
Hmm.
forgot what they call them. And then put every bedroom. When I lived in New York City, everybody had put like 3 shelves in every bedroom just because
Hmm.
there was a closet. But when I lived in the 1 bedroom apartment in New York City, I had 2 closets in the hallway, and between the bedroom closet and the 2 closets in the hallway, and I had a pretty big, actually, linen
Right.
cabinet.
Hmm.
I had more closets there than I have in this whole house.
Right.
But I have a basement, and the basement becomes a thing.
Right. And unfortunately, we're not, privy to that here. So,
Oh, the basements,
yeah,
because
because we would drown. So, especially where I live, I mean, somebody spits down the street and we flood. So,
well, I told you my friend called me during that storm, and I said, didn't you see the video I posted of the water coming in? Like a waterfall down the stairs. And she says, there's hurricane warnings. Go in your basement. I go, I will drown in my basement. I'm sitting in my living room. Thank you. If
right.
I blow away, I blow away. I can't help it. I'm not going to drown.
I know it's crazy. It's
And I had
crazy.
the little puppy and the other dog, and I go, nobody's going to want to walk through that. And the first time the water came up to the door, I put a little towel behind the door, and I thought maybe that would help. Tony was like just sticking garbage bags on the outside, the inside. Like, we were trying to hold back that water, but once
Wow.
water wants to come in, it's coming in.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
It was
it's.
scary. It was the worst. I mean, it was like the most scared I
Hmm.
ever was when the house was filling up with water. And then I opened the front door, and then the water's coming up on the front end too. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my, this is so scary.
Well, Haley's neighbor, a tree went through her house, and they decided they were going to stay. And Becca's not. Becca's from Tennessee, so She said they were so afraid because it was so bad that. And Becca goes, Haley said it was just going to be a little hurricane. I said, then that was your problem. You listened to Haley. I said, I told y'all to leave. Oh my God, it was horrible. We laughed. I
Haley,
mean, I had my mama who's 82, and my kids, and so I just felt like it was best if we left. So we did, and when we
and
came back, we had some roof
did
problems, and we had siding off. All my clothes in my closet was wet, and but I mean, it could have been worse. There were people who were worse, but yeah. So Haley, don't lie to your wife again, and tell her when it's time to go.
we we always, I mean, I always think like, everything can be worse. So it's you count your blessing kind of person. Like I
She
have
was
to.
sitting on the porch drinking a beer. Only
Really?
Haley. Well, a
Well,
lot of people who they do crazy stuff and they have hurricane parties and they drink and that's not good. But I guess if you only drink one beer, Haley, to calm your nerves, which I'm probably sure that's what you were doing, it's
we we
scary.
we don't really have a porch, but I think I needed to be tranquilized that night. I mean, like it. I get very uptight when it's raining hard, and my backyard is now fill. I mean, it's filling up, and it.
That's a good time for a gummy.
Oh,
Uh,
oh.
yeah. I
Wow.
mean, and when I say a big tree, it smashed her whole living room. The whole front of her house was gone.
Well,
So
there's a huge tree in my neighbor's yard, and it looks like it's leaning. And that tree would probably take out her house, but I think it would take out part of my house too. And one of the trees in our back area behind the fence broke in half, and like just like it, and it's still kind of dangling. So that I'm glad that was
yeah.
technically not on my property. I've had
That's good. You got it replaced, Glenn. I tell you what, we still do not have. We got our new roof, but we still don't have our siding fixed. You can't find anybody to do the work.
I have
You're right, Chris. They were fun before you were a homeowner.
Yeah, yeah. Owning a home is no joke. I mean, it's expensive, and I'm jealous of all the other people that I know who have that kind of situation, and they live in a place where the taxes are decent.
Right,
Up here, they keep raising them, and I mean, it's amazing. I mean, nearly $10,000 a year. I mean, between
right.
8 and 10, it's like, and it's yeah, and
That's true, Belle. As long as a lot of alcohol is not involved. Because we all usually have a lot of people. Well, and then when we came home, we had my son, his girlfriend. I think then her mom came, and then some of her friends came. It was crazy.
that's nice. Haley's helping them out.
Yeah,
That's really nice. I wish I had neighbors that would be helpful.
yeah. She cuts this lady's grass.
I My other
I can't
neighbors,
imagine, Belle. I can't imagine.
yeah, I can't imagine it either.
That's when I would get in my car and leave.
I don't know I'd probably be the other way. I'd probably say I want to stay. And
No,
I mean, until the water got to the first level, but then I couldn't go
but it's
because
not just the water because the wind was so bad here.
when we had that hurricane and my house was flooding, my street was flooded, and my front yard was flooded too. And my neighbor, we share a driveway, and he was called into work during the night because he works for the county, and he couldn't go because the cars weren't, like, it was above our tires. So we couldn't drive in that. Like the road was just too deep. I mean, we needed a boat, not a car. So we were stuck in the house. We couldn't go anywhere if we wanted. I mean, by the morning the water had gone where it was going, and we could go, but like everything looked like such a disaster. There were There were cars facing every which way on the highway. There were trees down. There were roads like,
Mhm.
I mean, it took us 2 hours to come home from the Home Depot. We were
Right.
looking for pumps and submersible pumps so we could pump the water out of our basement and hoses to like attach to them. And we had to go to one that was like up on top of a mountain just because all the other stores were flooded in the area. It was such an ordeal. And I'm kind of grateful that we got to see it because it just reminds you of how scary life can be and fragile and stuff. And I mean, like there were people in the next town over that they did have the hurricane and cars were like smashed into like the
That
other
was the
people's
Hurricane
houses.
Ida, Belle. They got, like, after Ida left us, it kind of went to her area. She was asking if it was that one hurricane, or do y'all
Well,
have
that was
yearly?
the
Do y'all have
last
stuff?
hurricane. The last hurricane, um, we have had about 3 or 4 bad, really bad hurricanes since I've lived in New Jersey. So it's not necessarily yearly. Our my property tends to flood and it goes into my garage, but it's not invaded. It only invaded my basement once, and the front yard never flooded. Ida was the worst that we
Yeah,
ever had. We had, but
it's
our
all the
downtown
way around.
gets flooded really
Yeah.
bad every year. Every time there's a bad storm, so
Hmm.
they built like levees and they built like I think I don't know if it's like diversion
Right.
channels and things. It's
I've just been abandoned by Precious because my husband walked in.
oh
So now we know who she loves more, right?
trader.
Exactly. Uh, yes, indeed.
I mean, like I tried to live in an area that I tried to live in a no flood zone on purpose. I never thought that it would flood my house, you know.
Right.
But like this is the thing. I live between a mountain and a river, and when the river is rising and the water's coming off the mountain, the water has nowhere to go. So it
Mhm.
just accumulates. And one time that our area got pretty flooded, the drainage pipes collapsed and it was they had to replace them all. And when they replaced them, it was good for a while, but it's not good enough. I mean,
Right.
when it's bad like that, we got like 30 something inches in like an hour or something crazy. It was
I
like
know. It's
the water had nowhere to go.
right. Right.
It was just, it was amazing.
Hurricanes are scary. At least you know they're coming, but they're still scary. Very scary.
Yeah.
You know.
I
And a lot of people who stay now says there's no way they're going to stay again. You know.
oh,
So I'm just glad we left.
I know that there was a hurricane that hit Florida really bad. Remember, like there was a hurricane that hit like the Homestead area, I think, and I
I was
know one of my friends was visiting her daughter. She said they were laying under the dining room table.
that was Andrew.
Oh right,
I
and
remember that because we had the tornadoes that hit in our area pretty bad. So
we had Floyd really
no,
bad.
Nelly, you're not staying anymore. Learned your lesson.
Is
Yeah,
what is
Andrew.
it?
I was working as a nurse back then in the nursing home. In fact, I brought my whole family there. It was scary, but yeah, we were there. Crazy.
Well, I was very happy that like Tony was with me and I wasn't alone because if I was really alone that
Hmm.
day, I would have just been freaking out beyond belief. And because Tony couldn't have come to my house, so I was just grateful he was here.
Yeah.
I there was one storm where I was alone, and I just I just gathered the dogs on the second level and I covered myself up and I
Yeah.
just like dealt with it. I just
Right.
tried to go to bed early. During Superstorm, the Hurricane Sandy, that I don't know if you had Hurricane Sandy. They called it a superstorm at some point, and that was that one just took out. I mean,
Hmm.
I lost trees, I lost my fence, and I I mean, I was lucky in a way that nothing worse happened, but we lost power and we lost internet. That was the one where it was over 2 weeks, and that was hard because I would need a 12 step again if I didn't have internet. It's like I'm so addicted. But it
Yeah.
became like instead of television, I used to put the TV on for company. Now I could talk to real
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. Well,
Not the
I
fake
mean,
people
we
on
couldn't even
TV.
use our phones. I mean, the phones didn't work. Like, I think the only one that was working sorta was Verizon, and not great, but it was working somewhat. So, hey, Belle, I wanted to tell you. Yeah, it was back in the 90s. I wanted to tell you, were asking about, and I figured if Chris is still here and Susie and myself, about how to start reselling and the cost and stuff. So when I started with maybe $50 to buy inventory. You can order boxes from USPS that are free. You just
Hmm.
go and you click on the free ones, and they'll deliver them right to your house or to your post office box. Um, and I went and bought, huh?
I was gonna say sometimes if you just go to the post office, they'll have a few laying around right there, and you could just they give them to you for free.
Right.
So I mean, they have boxes you pay for, but they have free ones, and you pick the free ones.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say I started with Poshmark, so all I needed was a shipment of packaging from the USPS and a printer
Hmm.
because you everything they charge the people a flat rate for the shipping of like whatever it was back then. It was like 5 and change. Now it's 7 and change, but it's up to 5 pounds. So all you really need to start is some clothes or tchotchkes or
Yeah.
bric-a-brac.
And definitely, I I purchased, like, Walmart. I had a printer for like about $30, and I purchased that because when I when I first mailed my first couple of packages, I didn't realize that eBay was gave you a discount, and I bought my shipping from the post office. So I learned pretty, quick. So I would say it was like maybe around $100 by the time you buy your packing material and bubble wrap, depending on what you're selling. If you're selling clothes, then you don't need packing paper and bubble wrap. All you would need is tape. And as far as a scale, I used my kitchen scale, and if the package was too big, I got on my scale, weighed myself, got off, picked up the package, and then weighed myself with the package, and did a little math, and that was how much it weighed. But and I would advise somebody to sell what's in your house that you don't need, you don't want, you don't use, and start
And
using that.
if you really need to, you could go to the post office and like let them weigh the package, and then they could tell you the weight. I mean, it's possible, and I mean, you could kind of guesstimate if you're selling clothes. You could kind of guesstimate. I'm saying
Right.
how much it's going to be, but I would recommend having a platform like Poshmark where it is like a flat rate that they
Hmm.
charge the people, and then but you do need the printer, and you would need some way to
Right.
get the internet connected to the printer so that it could like print out.
Right. Now they do a QR. You can do a QR code. So I don't know if that means the post office prints it out for you or what, but
Oh,
they do have like a QR code. I don't know if that's just for FedEx because I saw that the other day, but it could be the other one too. I don't know. I was afraid to use it, so I didn't. And
well,
watch lots of videos.
I sat on stuff that I wanted to sell for a while because they say like oh you really need to put 10 listings up for it to really work. Maybe it's true, but I went to Goodwill and I bought a shirt and it had a tag, and I didn't like the way it fit me. So I said, I'm going to list it and see what happens. And I sold it.
Mm.
So it kind of I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh, when you get that first, like on eBay, when you get that first cha-ching, oh my God, it's so
I
exciting.
never got a cha-ching. I had my alerts off.
Oh my
But
God.
that
Yeah.
would be fun.
Yeah, you would
That,
definitely, in my opinion, I think you would need internet, like on a computer. Like I do most of my stuff on my phone, but I do like to list on my computer. But if you had to only do it on your phone, you could. But then you would need Wi-Fi capabilities between your printer and your phone, I would think.
I have friends who do just phone stuff,
Hmm.
but they they have the Wi-Fi to. They have a printer that works on Wi-Fi,
Right.
and and then it would work. So
Yeah.
you really only need a phone or an iPad
Right.
kind of thing, or like a
Mhm.
pad of some sort. You don't
Right.
really need a full fledged
Because
computer.
the printer that I bought, it has Wi-Fi capabilities. I can't hook it. I tried to hook it up on my phone. I know you have to download the app or whatever. So she has plenty of packing supplies, but the printer scales are costly. But the scale was only 20 when I bought my scale with the digital readout that was separate. I only paid like $25. Um, that's what I paid, $25 at Sam's, and the printer was only $30. So, you know, you could do it. You could do it. I'd be happy to help you.
They have some. They have on Amazon. I've seen some very inexpensive scales,
Right.
and when you said the like the food scale, that does work if you get
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a phone. If you have a laptop, then you could use the laptop. You don't have to have a phone, you know, but you would need a printer. And you can do, I mean, you can get printers at Goodwill. Like, yeah, exactly, Chris. Printers at Goodwill. And
Oh,
then
I
and then after I had got my printer, when I made some money, I got a Dymo, but I got the cheap Dymo that I bought from somebody. I want to say it was secondhand, and mine is the turbo, so it prints the long stickers, like the 2x7, I think it is, a 2x9. So I don't have the 4x6 ones. So if I ship something through Macari, or I ship through yeah, Macari and something that's FedEx, I have to tape. So I print in regular paper and tape.
I
So
got.
I've never seen a scale at Goodwill, but like I said, I've used like my body scale, regular scale. I've stepped on it, weighed me, stepped off, held the package, got back on, and weighed that. If it was a big,
I got my scale secondhand, and I actually won it from. It was a prize from somebody was giving away. Someone bought a new scale, and they were giving away a giveaway, and
right,
I happened to get it. I'm very happy that I got it. I mean,
yeah.
it gives me different weights sometimes, depending
I
on which way I
bought
put the
mine for
package.
like $25. My scale for about $25 at Sam's. So it was real inexpensive. Or you can buy one of those little digital food scales. In fact, when I'm
Hi,
home,
hi,
I
Anna.
use this. This is what I use at home.
I
The
bought a
only time
digital
it
food
doesn't work
scale.
is when it's a big, hey Anna, when it's a big package that you can't, because it's right here, so we cover it with a big box.
That's
The one I
mine.
have
Mine's
that I
like
bought
that.
at Sam's for $25, the digital readout is separate. You've done the
I need
scale
that.
thing too before, huh, Glenn? I mean, yeah. Well, I can, when you're ready, Belle, I could help you. You know where I'm at.
It's not. It's not super complicated. Believe me. There's plenty of
Yeah.
people
I
who
think it sounds more complicated than it is. And I mean, if you want to just come watch me one day, ship out some stuff so you can see how it works. You know where my shop is. I'm there pretty much every morning.
I'm telling you, I started on Poshmark, and you can sell a lot of different things now on Poshmark than when I started, and they just because of the fact that they charge the people all the shipping, you don't have to weigh it out, and you don't have to deal with that. You just slap it in like a
Glenn, you're so
I five at
smart.
ten
I never
yesterday.
thought of that. He says put a can on it to raise it. Then, you zero out your can. And then I didn't think about that, Glenn. You're so smart.
Glenn is very smart. Thank you, Glenn.
Because I
Aren't
would
you the
try
smarty?
to read it and I
Me
couldn't.
too. Me too. I
Oh my
can't see
God,
what
it's
it says
crazy.
when I have a big. That's
Because I do this little scale when I'm listing at home and trying to see what something weighs. And then I always, like, if I weigh some glasses or something, I add 2 to 3 pounds for the box, the packing, because it takes a lot of packing when you're doing glassware. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of paper that goes into that box. So I always add 2 to 3 pounds, depending on what it is. If it's a set of glasses, then I'll maybe add three. So it just depends. I've gotten better at,
Mine only goes up to 5 pounds, so
yeah.
I definitely would like one that would weigh more. Like it would go up to maybe 10 or
Yeah, I
15.
don't know what this thing goes up to. I don't think it says.
But you know, like I watch people baking, and they always say 300 grams or 250
Well,
grams, and
I
I'm
use
like,
this one because when I bake my cookies, it's easier for me to say so many grams versus how many cups. Because if you measure those cups out different each time, then
yeah,
it's
baking
wrong.
is exact, and yeah, especially if you're making, like, if you're doing like a muffin or a quick
Okay,
bread,
Belle,
it's not as important.
sounds great.
But if you're doing like something like a meringue or like a recipe that involves very specific
Right,
things so that they'll rise at the right
right. In
thing.
fact, I went through all like my recipes that I use a lot, and I weighed out, like, I carefully measured all my flours, my sugars, and stuff, and I measured it in grams after, so that and I wrote that on my recipe because it's just so much easier. Like around Christmas when I make cakes for my friend, I'll pre-measure everything in little bags, and that way when I go to bake the cakes, it's easier just to pour the flour bag, pour the sugar bag, instead of having to measure out each one. So I do that. It
That's
makes life
smart.
so much easier because, like, if it's a spice kind of cake, so I'll put the flour with all the spices in it, and you don't have to go through 6 different bottles to put in there, so it works out a whole lot better.
That's really smart. Oh yeah. All but even
Yeah.
like I watched this guy, he's called the Preppy Kitchen or something, and he's so excited about everything he bakes, and he's always doing grams. And then I watched that other woman who does that Studio 52, I think it's called, and she does baking shows, and I love watching her. She's such a good educator. If you can watch her, I think it's called Studio 52. I forgot her
Yeah.
name. It's just, it's so, I
I have
love
a
the way.
recipe for schoolhouse yeast rolls. Oh my God, they're so good. I got them off the internet, and they are the best rolls, but a lot of it is measured. So, I use my scale, but if anybody wants the recipe for these rolls, oh my God, I'll be happy to share.
I had a kitchen scale, but it worked on a spring, and I didn't trust the measurements, and it
Hmm.
didn't do grams. I don't think
I
it
think
did
you
grams.
can get these pretty inexpensive, like at Walmart.
I'm
I may have,
gonna.
I may have gotten this one from a garage sale, I think.
I would like to get a, like, that's something I would like to have, like a scale for cooking.
Hmm.
But you know, yeah, I think of all the things I need. Like I really need to spend money. I just had to buy the like water heater, and then the dishwasher was broken, so
Yeah,
I got a new dishwasher, and then I need to put in, like, I need to fix up some of the crumbling from the outside of the house and the
yeah,
walls and the inside. I don't know. I mean, I'm like, what should I buy?
yeah. You're right. The decoration is amazing.
I would like to see that. And I mean, I watched this woman, Emmy made. She's Japanese, and she makes stuff that are like trendy, like stuff from TikTok or just anything, and then she'll make it and then she'll test it. And she's such a good describer of how things taste that
Hmm.
you almost get the experience with her, because she'll say, this is light, it's spongy, there's a little bit of gelatinous feeling on the tongue, and like she'll just go on about it, and I'm like,
Right.
wow. I don't even, like, when people say, what does it taste like, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It
I
tastes
hear you
like,
on that, Belle. We're still waiting. If you find a good contractor, let me know. We
uh,
can't find one. They all say they're coming, but then they don't show up.
uh, that's what happened to me the last time I did hire a contract, he was a handyman kind of thing. And he said he had a license, and he came and he ripped stuff out of my house, and then he quit the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I had given him so much money. He gave me a partial refund, and I was screwed out of nearly $1,000. It was like 900 and change. And it just cost me extra because I had to have somebody come in. Like, it was an
Uh-huh.
emergency. He pulled like my windowsills off. He pulled a whole window out of my garage, and then he left. And and then, oh, I made an appointment with another handyman, and he never came. And it's just, I one of my neighbors did some work around my house, and he still charged me. It's like, it's owning a house is,
I know, it's
it's like
crazy.
the it's it's very costly.
Yeah. I don't even want to think what is. I mean, our roof costs like 7,500, but I don't know what the siding and stuff's going to
So
cost.
did mine.
Yeah. So we'll see what all that costs. I mean, I think we got a pretty good deal. So
I don't
no, I'm
know.
sorry, 75. It was 10,500. So
Oh,
yeah,
do you live in a kind of ranch style house? Do you have a second
it,
level or?
our house was it was a shotgun house that was remodeled, and then we added on like a kitchen living room. So it's about 2,500 square foot. So,
Oh,
and
mine,
it's a very
my
tall house. Like if I wanted to go in the attic and do all that, I could probably make another floor because everything was like the ceilings were dropped when they remodeled.
okay. Well, mine is about, I don't know if it's 13 or 1,400 square feet. So
Oh, that's fun to watch.
some people would consider it. I was just reading that. Some people would consider my house a cottage style, like size, but I mean, they're very small bedrooms, and
Yeah,
it's not a big sprawling house. That's for
I
sure.
know, Belle. We have to get somebody to do ours too because my husband has bad knees. Well, he got knee replacements, but you know, he's still. It's hard for him, and I sure can't. I can barely walk half the time. So I know, and it's to find a kid who wants to do it. So we got this guy who comes every other week. You better do that, Hale. Yeah. She said they quoted her dad one price to fix things in a home and came back and it wasn't enough money and messed up the wiring and heating. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
And
what this
you
guy
don't
was
know.
doing.
Like for the hurricane, so after the aftermath, we had like so the who were not the National Guard. Oh Jesus, I can't think.
FEMA.
No. They came and they were doing roofs for free
Oh.
for everybody. But the waiting period for them to put a blue roof, the blue tarp was very long. So there was a company that came by and they offered to put a blue roof and they said they were just going to bill the insurance. That was it. Well, I got a bill from an attorney the other day that they're going to sue us if we don't pay $5,500 for that roof, that
So
tarp that they put on the roof.
what happens? Did you ever investigate it further? Did you call the insurance company and see
I
if they
didn't.
were even? Okay.
I was so overwhelmed I didn't. And I need to do that this week.
Yeah, you have to see if they even sent a bill to the insurance at all.
Hmm.
They,
Probably didn't, but you know what? They can't get what I don't have. So
yeah,
like I was scammed. And the guy
they
even came here and he said, "Oh, he says I told my boss I'm not going to come here and take these people's money. They've been through enough." And he goes, "Oh," and he said, "Oh no, it's not like that. You know, we're just going to take what the insurance pays." Well, he lied. Baldface lied to our face. You know.
I guess you need everything with a full description in detail in
Hmm.
writing
Oh,
and
and I
on a
signed the
contract.
paper. I'm sure it said something that I didn't read, but we were so stressed and so overwhelmed. We hadn't had electricity for like 19 days. I mean, you're living out of an ice chest off of generators. you had to wait in hours in line for gasoline. It was terrible.
Well, I feel like that guy ripped me off because he didn't write in detail what he was going to do with all the money I gave him. And it was the first time I had hired somebody. So I didn't realize that you need it to be so descriptive in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Even, I mean, and I'd say do not give extra money to people. Give the very minimum of money and then say,
Right.
I will pay as you go. Because otherwise, they have no motivation to come back.
Right.
And
I
and
know.
I mean, my friend wrote out a contract with a guy who was redoing her house, and she said, if you're going to finish by, let's say, June 30th, and she said, if you don't, I will pay you less and less money per week you leave me waiting. And they actually had that in writing so that
Mhm.
they were motivated to finish it during that time frame.
Right. But this
And
is
I
we
thought,
this guy that we're waiting to come give us just to come give us an estimate. This is the third person who said they're going to come and don't show up. It's you can't find a decent contractor, or at least one that you can trust. I mean, you can go to Home Depot and hire some of these people who are sitting there waiting for jobs, but they're not licensed. So if they get hurt, it goes on you. You know, so it's hard to say what to do.
it's it is scary. It's scary to. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the guy who painted my house after when I was stuck because my windowsills were open and the guy who came to help me out, I'm pretty sure that some of the people he hired, like initially they were dressed in painting clothes, but one guy came with like church shoes, like dress shoes on, and I'm
Hmm.
like, this guy's not a worker. This guy is just somebody who said I'll help you out. And he
Right.
slid and fell off the ladder. And I thought, who's going to pay for this guy's head injury? Me,
Hmm.
because that guy probably doesn't have insurance and they're going to sue me. And I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? You better be okay. Like, I was so, and I said to that guy, don't bring that guy back.
Right.
I,
Right, Bill. But I mean, and you call them, and either the first guy who was supposed to come out, he didn't call. So then it ended up he had a death in the family and he had COVID. Okay, I understand that. But call or text and say, look, I'm a week or two behind. This is what happened. Or have a family member call for you. Don't just ghost the people. You know, I mean, that's my problem with it. And then this third guy that came said he had a death in the family and something happened. Well,
well, that's the
just
excuse.
say,
And
just call and text and say, I'm running, I'm behind because of this. And
a lot of people, they start the jobs and then they start another job and then they start another job, so they're juggling three jobs so that they could have like the first money and then the second money and then the third like initial deposit. And
right, you're so right, Cajun. That's true. I mean, it's so many people take it. My husband was telling me that this one couple gave somebody money to fix their house, and that person left with all their money.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm very
so
up.
sad.
I'm I'm so glad that Tony can do certain repairs for me, certain ones, not everyone. But it's just because I don't even know who to call or trust. And
Right, though. They're paid to start, not finish. That's what they think anyway. It's sad.
right,
So many people are taken advantage of. It's so sad. And then they ride around with all these trucks with, I do house repairs, I do this. One like very prominent company says that they do, repairs. And I called them and somebody called me back. Then I called them again because that person, after he called me and said made an appointment to come, he never showed up. And then nobody called me the third time. So finally I called a different number and the lady goes, oh, I'm so sorry. We'll get back with you. Never did hear from them. So, you know what?
it's like you have to stop the people, like you have to stop at the houses that are actually getting the work finished up and say,
Right.
who are you? and how do I reach you?
Right.
And
And I know Haley's having problems getting a roofer, and we were blessed with the roofer we got because we were getting the SBA loan, and I got my insurance money, but it wasn't enough for the roof. And they were kind enough to take what I had and wait until I got my SBA loan, which turned out to be months after. So they were very, very generous. And I gave her their number, and now the guy keeps ghosting her. So I don't know what's going on. Right.
yeah, it's
Well, if I find somebody decent, I'll let you know.
that's great.
Yeah, I mean they came, Chris. I use touchstone roofers out of I think Thibodeau, and they did my roof in one day. They came in, they checked everything. They came like at 6 in the morning and finished. And I mean, I'm very pleased with that. But I need somebody to do my siding.
Well, who was the guy that ripped you off? I thought it was the roofer.
No, not the roofer. This was the people who put the blue roof on. The tarp. They tarped the roof before we got a
Oh,
roof. Yeah.
oh,
And the God, I can't think. Haley, who was it that's supposed to put roofs on? Who were doing them for free? Craig Cajun. Um, it's like a government thing, but I don't know.
I keep guessing FEMA, but
No, it's not FEMA. It's not National Guard. It's the
Army
I think
Corps of
it's
Engineers.
the what?
Army
Yes,
Corps of Engineers.
yes, the Army Corps of Engineers. That's who did them. But it took almost 2 months for them when they called me to see, because we had signed up, but they never called. I mean, water was coming into my living room, so I had to get something.
Yep,
And now they're billing us $5,500 for it.
that's a shame. I thought
That's
that they were
exact.
the roofer.
That's exactly what I have to do, Belle, because we already have our roof. Right? It was blueroof.com or something, blueroof.org. It was the Army Corps of Engineers. That's exactly who it was. They were doing them for free, but it took them almost 2 months to get out here to do them. So now and my husband can't get on the roof. I can't get on the roof, you know. So we let these people do it, and they did a great job. But now they want to charge us. Oh, sorry, the doghouse is active now.
I'm surprised that. Oh,
There
your
we go.
dog woke my dog up.
I'm so sorry.
Here comes Norton. Norty.
Well,
Nutty.
that's what this other company charged me, Belle. But so I have to investigate more. I don't know. We'll see. But Susie, I think we're gonna have to end it shortly. I have those long stem wine glasses to go pack and figure out how I'm gonna do that, and
That's fine.
another package. So, but
Let's.
guys, thank y'all so much for coming. Belle, hit
Thank
me up,
you.
and Chris, I'm gonna watch you live all the way. I'll let you know. I'll send you
I'll watch you too.
thing. And look out for a good day for garage sales, and you, me, and Glenn. And if you can find anybody else, Belle, if you want to come, we'll go garage selling out here.
Do you see
And
my dog's
I'll
ears
take
going up?
Susie via messenger. All right, guys. Thank y'all
Thanks
so
for coming.
much. All right, Belle, I'll
Bye.
read it. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a good day.